Hey, sports fans all over the world, it's your guy, Majestic Sounds. Hey, listen, if you like the content that we're creating and you would like to support us, just head on over to our Patreon page and become an exclusive member of the Gridiron Sports Podcast. Also, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do that for us. And don't hesitate to leave us a comment. We would love your feedback. Alright, y'all already know what I'm about to do at this point. DC4 Life.
Spartans, prepare for glory. Here we go, Buck, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Cowboy Nation, what it do, baby? You already know who it is. It's your guy, Majestic Sounds, baby. And y'all already know what time it is, baby. We're going to do it like this.
Here we go.
All right, Cowboy Nation, welcome to the Gridiron Sports Podcast. I am your host, Majestic Sounds, and I want to talk about the Dallas Cowboys front office for a hot minute. You already know how things go with the front office during the off season. They drag their feet when it comes to certain things. Now, I will give them credit. This year, they have done a lot in free agency, and so make sure y'all clap it up for the Dallas Cowboys front office, for Will McClay, for the new head coach, Shotty, a.k.a. Brian Schottenheimer, and for the coaching staff, just the entire coaching staff. All of them had some input in bringing in players doing free agency. So, and also trading players by trade acquisition during this offseason in free agency. And now we have the draft coming up, ladies and gentlemen. One can argue we still need a wide receiver, and I'm one of the guys who think that, and I'm sure other content creators think that we have a whole lot of holes in our roster at the moment. But one thing for sure, we need a for sure number 2 wide receiver to match up with CeeDee Lamb on the opposite side. And also in the DB room, we need another corner to match up with Daron Bland, Mr. Pick 6 on the opposite side. So one can argue that Dallas need to do that expeditiously. Unfortunately, the draft is coming up, so they're probably not going to do that during the draft, but they're probably going to do that after the draft. And to me, that is unfortunate. You know, certain players will not be free agents after the draft, but certain players will be, because teams are going to release players after the draft. You know, after they pick all these rookies and things of that nature, they're going to start making moves in their roster, so to speak. And Dallas is going to take advantage of those particular situations. And then head coach Brian Schottenheimer brought up the fact that we're still ready to trade too. So they might bunch up some draft picks and use some trade acquisitions to get guys that they feel suitable to come in to be a part of our team. Now, one thing that I don't like about the Dallas Cowboys front office, they drag their feet when it comes to the wrong thing. And Micah Parsons' contract is up, and it will behoove the Dallas Cowboys front office not to linger and pick up this 5th option. If they do pick up the 5th option, they will owe him $24 million. So they need to go ahead and do a new contract. He's still on his rookie contract. I mean, he's going into his 5th year. You don't want to pick up the 5th year option. You want to try to conserve and save some money and go ahead and make this move quickly. And he said he'll take an old friendly Dallas Cowboy discount. So Jerry Jones going to always try to talk to the player and do a backdoor deal. But that player's agent has been hired to protect the player, because you can get hurt at any time out there on the field. And NFL stands for not for long. So you have to stay healthy. You have to get as much guaranteed money as possible as a player. And that's the agent job to do that. And so the player going, for Micah Parsons and some other players who are team players who want to win and who want to go to the playoffs and possibly make it to a Super Bowl, those players are going to always be like, yo, I would take less in order to bring more players in that can possibly help us to make the playoffs and ultimately get us to an NFC championship game, ultimately to a Super Bowl. So that's the angle Michael Parsons is coming at. But his agent got to look out for the player. That's what agents do. So Jerry Jones just got to swallow that pill and go ahead and put this deal together. Now, the 4 letters and the 3-letter networks and even the local media has been talking about that they have started the negotiations for Michael Parsons' contract. But one can argue they're dragging their feet. And Jerry Jones loved attention. He loved the Dallas Cowboys being at the top of the headlines every week in and week out. In my humble opinion, that's what's going on. The deal probably already done, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't put it past Jerry Jones, but he just liked being on TV. He liked being on the media. He's like being in the news. And sometimes that can be a good thing. And then sometimes that can be a really, really bad thing. So for players and fans and content creators and even the haters, we ready for you to go ahead and get this deal done, bro, because we want to know who we got on our current roster and what else we are going to do with our current roster because the draft is coming up. Now, the running back position, we most definitely got to dip into the draft twice. Now, I do like the running backs that we brought in doing free agency, but we need to dip into that draft at least twice to get 2 decent running backs. And possibly one of them can start. Running back position normally translate over from college to pros pretty good. Most running backs do, especially out of the first and second round. So hopefully they can do that. The goal in the draft is to get the best 100 players out of the draft, or should I say the top 100 players are going to be the best players in the draft. Most likely, and so best player available should be the mindset of Will McClay and Schottenheimer when it comes to the NFL draft, and I'm sure it is. I'm sure that's the mindset and the philosophy of Will McClay and Schotty. All right, Cowboy Nation. So let's just hope and pray. Yes, I do mean hope and pray that the Dallas Cowboys do the right thing. That Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones go ahead and sign Michael Parsons to a long-term contract, and he's a generational talent. Why not? He is the motor of the defense, in my humble opinion. When he's out there, everybody else play better, in my humble opinion. So if you don't believe that, just go look at the film, dog. The film don't lie. Now, people lie. Men may lie. Women may lie. Children may even lie. The film don't lie, baby. So you can go check out that film whenever Michael Parsons wasn't injured and when he was out on the field. By the way, he did miss 4 games due to a high ankle sprain, but he's healthy, of course, by now. But whenever that guy's out there on the field, our defense is just better. Hands down. I mean, ain't no denying it. So let's get this guy paid. Let's get this contract done and let's move on and get all the other necessary things we need. Leave no stone unturned, baby. That's my time, Cowboy Nation. I truly thank you all for your time. All right. Y'all make sure y'all give us the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this content. Share it with a friend. Share it with a stranger. Share it with a neighbor. Share it with your significant other. And share it with your family member. And by the way, share this with your enemy. And maybe, just maybe, y'all might become cool after talking about the Dallas Cowboys. DC4 Live.